Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where the goal is to finish up this war this episode, and hopefully that will actually happen. These guys, they're not currently doing anything, and they probably should be, so we will tell them, do we actually need to attack anything here? I do not believe so. This is only partly occupied by us, so what don't we control? Ah, there's a moon right there. Fine, go for it. Now, one other thing that I noticed in between episodes was this fleet right here. And we should definitely deal with that. So we're going to jump drive over with this fleet, and we will tell them to go ahead and fight these guys. These guys are on their way in. Perfect. So we will head on over and deal with that fleet. We do, of course, require some additional technology, so let's go ahead and go for... we're definitely over our Empire Sprawl, judging by these lengths. That's okay. We can grab some free admin cap, I suppose. That'll do the trick. Wonderful. This construction ship requires orders, and we'll give it that as soon as this month tick is over. Any moment now, month tick. Any moment now. Okay, so we'll just tell it to build mining stations. Perfect. And then we'll also queue up some up here.
A spaceport has been lost to the other side.
That'll be this one over here. That is, of course, as expected. Wonderful. So we just need to do a bunch of planetary invasions, is what we need.
Bravely defeated.
Bravely defeated, huh? Okay.
An enemy planet has been secured.
And we've captured this planet. Perfect. And we're going to jump drive into Gafia, and from there, land on Narium. Perfect. We should have the Star Concord mopped up very, very soon. Especially with 3 fleets working on it, which is wonderful. Now, we are pretty negative in our energy credits. That is definitely noted. And this is another month tick here. And an enemy planet. Okay. Fine. We should definitely downgrade this station. And we will go ahead and jump drive over to Bien Dazat, and we will land on Styrium. We finished defense platform hull points. We'll go ahead and grab... Oh, these are pretty expensive. We'll grab this one.
A belligerent fleet has been engaged.
Excellent. And that is our fleet engagement over here, I believe. Wait, where is this? I don't know, but we've got a planetary landing, I think. Actually, that was a necrophage. We're fighting a transport fleet? Okay, whatever. That is not particularly relevant. Excellent. This is a planetary invasion. Yes. Excellent. We will continue landing over here. On to Zinix. Perfect. This will, of course, eventually wipe out the Theklak regime. They only have the 3 systems left over here. And then, once we're done with this war, we need to potentially work on our economy a little bit, but I'm more interested in just continuing the conquest, I feel like. Okay, they have more ships over here. That's not particularly frightening, though. We'll go ahead and come in over to there. Wonderful. I can't help but notice that this colony ship isn't going anywhere. I feel like we told it to. Okay. Well, I'm sure there are locations that it will be able to go, even if there aren't any right now. Actually, yeah, we can come down over here. Why don't you come colonize right here? Low habitability? Oh my. What about over in this region? That's a tomb world. Do we care about low habitability? I'm not sure we do, because we'll just necrophage them anyway. In theory. Okay, so we've got 3 simultaneous invasions happening. That's always nice. And 1 finishing up. Ownership transferring now. Wonderful. So these guys will, of course, go ahead and jump drive over to Raprix, and we will land on Herbarium. Excellent. And this fleet should die pretty quickly. Okay, we finished a strategic coordination center, apparently. That's exciting. Exciting indeed. Looks like we've got ourselves another planetary invasion finishing up. Indeed. So we're at Diube, and we're going to move that fleet as soon as we can. We've got a month tick going on here. This is quite the lag. We expected this, of course. This is why we are beginning a lag removal service. Okay, can I pause now? Fantastic. So these guys are going to land over here. Perfect. So yeah, our lag removal service is beginning, but unfortunately, it won't actually remove any lag until we're done. Because that's not how that works. But once we have control over everything, we can remove all of the lag, all at once. And that will be magnificent. I mean, it's not so bad when things aren't changing hands, right? It's not the best, but it's also not the absolute worst. We'll go ahead and land on Tishak, and that's part of the reason, by the way, why I'm interested in just continuing to fight. I want to get these wars done as soon as we can, and just finish this up. So, I mean, there's the United Trading Pact and the Union of Independent Systems. There's also this Fallen Empire here and here, both of which we are interested in taking out. The question is, do we take out the United Trading Pact or the Union of Independent Systems next as our Federation War? I think that we take out the Fallen Empires relatively quickly. But I don't think... I think that our next move is to take out the two Fallen Empires. And then after that, I kind of feel like the Union of Independent Systems is our target. Because they have the Estragon denomination, which is causing our crime. So that's what I'm leaning towards. And then after that, we'll finish off the United Trading Pact. So realistically, we've got, what, 4 wars left? Something along those lines? These guys are not currently in motion, and we should definitely get them so. They will come on over here and land on Elorium. That is great. But yeah, I think overall we've got 4 wars left, based on what I'm seeing here. And I don't have any doubt that we will just absolutely crush all of them. Certainly the 2 Fallen Empires will fall incredibly quickly. That'll be like a single episode for both of them. 1 episode for both, not 1 episode each. It'll be super duper fast. This construction ship requires some orders, and it can definitely build mining stations here and here. Like so. Excellent. So we just need to complete our invasions over here in the Mandasura Trade Union and the Theklak regime. We are definitely getting very, very close here. I think that this war certainly ends this episode. We'll go ahead and land on Ramonium as soon as this invasion finishes up calculating. There we go. In theory... Oh. Canceled the jump because the tick was happening and I let go of shift. Yeah, that's my fault. That is entirely my fault. So these guys are going to go ahead and jump drive over to here and then land on Raylash. Perfect.
A worldly invasion has begun.
That was a lot of governor level ups. The Loop Temple. Signs in the stone. Archaeologists have found a forgotten temple in the remote highlands of Azure Chalice. That's our capital, by the way. Buried for centuries, but recently exposed by an earthquake. Dating techniques suggest it's a pre-industrial relic, hand-hewn from volcanic rock. However, the recurring symbol on the walls and radial altar, a Mobius-looped serpent consuming its own tail, has no obvious precedent in our early history. and the inscriptions use an unknown alphabet. One excitable archaeologist suggests it's a relic left by an unknown precursor race. In a presumably meaningless coincidence, the quake seems to have occurred at the same time as the final message from the black hole in Uzab Vortex. A way has been opened for us. We're definitely going to investigate that. We'll have that done very, very quickly. We do need to get rid of a couple of starbases. Easy enough to do. We'll downgrade all of these. Like so. Excellent. And we'll check in on our armies here. Our armies are all doing fine. Noted.
A system survey has concluded.
We definitely do need to work on our empire sprawl. There is no doubt about that. However, we are doing extremely well in terms of these invasions. We're just awaiting these to finish up. Let's check in on this situation here. Yeah, this looks fine. Scum and villainy. Rude! And that's why we want to get rid of the Estragon denomination. That is 100%. Oh my, this is quite an event. Okay, let's get rid of this first. Our scientists have learned a great deal about the subterranean temple, but some questions remain. A roof aperture, along with the radial altar, suggests it was once a solar calendar, but it's so badly damaged by the earthquake that we can't be certain. If the builders found any particular dates important, we'll never know which ones. We've had better luck with the unknown alphabet. It's a debased version of a better-known hieratic script, not an alien language at all, and we've successfully deciphered it. The temple is dedicated to the Waiting Worm, or the Worm in Waiting. Most of the inscriptions are sonorous, poetic invocations, requesting its appearance, or, if read in the other direction, its departure. There's also a body of inscriptions describing the operations of the universe, which our more excitable archaeologist swears contains references to advanced field equations. Nothing new to us, but very impressive for a temple of this vintage. We've yet to find a physicist who's prepared to go on record in agreeing that the references are meaningful, though. The temple holds no cosmic secrets or alien weapons, as far as we can tell, but its dark places have a distinctive, menacing beauty. And the poetry of the invocations to the Worm in Waiting becomes fashionable. They're set to popular music. They're published in collections. Okay, so we can make that a place of pilgrimage. That would gain us 10% happiness, and we would get a doctrine research option. Or we could gain 2,000 society research, which, that's irrelevant to us. Or we could seal it up and end the event chain, gaining 100 influence. I don't care about influence at this stage. What could possibly go wrong? We're going to make the Loop Temple a place of pilgrimage. I want to know what this event chain ends with. I'm fascinated by this event chain. Oh, already. Okay. So, these both popped up at the same time. I'm not sure which one is supposed to be first. We'll just go with a rendezvous first. The KHY Dirfa is being hailed by the Syzygy of the Grim Council. This despite the fact the Syzygy isn't sending any ID codes we recognize and no name of that ship has ever been commissioned. Its commanding officer claims to be Captain Marthen. Our admiral of that name is alive, well, and elsewhere. Indeed. Okay, and then we're going to come back to that, and we're going to do this one first. The KHY Dirfa has located a small, minimally powered artificial object, broadcasting a looping signal at local range only. These sorts of things usually turn out to be escape pods, and this looks like one of those. It's been out here a long time. When the crew cracks it open, carefully observing quarantine procedures, they find ancient remains preserved by the sterile pod environment. So far, not unusual. The captain of the KHY Dirfa indicates, however, that they did not expect to find the grim words, "What was, will be. What will be, was," daubed on the wall in the bodily fluids of the pod's occupant, who the crew are now wryly referring to as the messenger. They add that there are some equally unexpected anatomical similarities between the messenger species and our own. Interesting, so we can study that. Noted. And that is something that we should do. That scientist is present is founder species. Okay, so that is off over here. It's kind of hard to see. But we will go ahead and tell this ship to research that project. Okay. A rendezvous. The captain that was. The captain that appears on our screen is clearly Marthan, but a scarred, haunted, decrepit, wrecked edition of Marthan, face glossy with plasma burns and older. Much older. The bridge in the background looks just as scarred and just as decrepit, but the captain's voice is firm and clear. Finally, you're here. I've waited so long. My punishment is to die in battle against you. Please, end me. I'm sorry. So we have a lot of options here. We can gain some physics research, an irrelevant amount, an irrelevant amount of society research, an irrelevant amount of physics research. We can tell him to surrender. We can finish this son. We can tell him we'll remember him in our prayers because we are fanatic spiritualists, and that would gain us 800. We can gain 150 influence. I don't think we care about any of these. Surrender. Whatever you've done, we can help you. Too late, the captain says, not without regret, and cuts the transmission. The syzygy is powering weapons. To battle stations. I don't know where this is. This is a Mandasura trade union. This is not, I think, the ship in question, is it? That is only a single ship. It's just a corvette. Okay. Hold up on that mothballed fleet. A science vessel's under attack up here. Okay, that's the looped syzygy. Noted. So we're going to take these guys and jump drive them up here. Excellent. Our scientists above Korach 4 have finally succeeded in lowering the energy barrier that covered the planet. We queued that up a while ago. That's unrelated to this whole worm waiting thing. When it disappeared, we discovered a mothballed battle fleet slowly drifting in low orbit above an otherwise insignificant rock. It appears to be the remnants of some kind of naval reserve fleet, established by the Bonthurians thousands of years ago during the zenith of their ancient empire. With the passage of time, the Bonthurian must have lost the knowledge to lower the barrier themselves, or the ships would surely have been used to bolster their own fleets. We can send in crews to man those ships. Battle cruisers and escorts. I mean, that's not very powerful. Honestly, I don't think we want these. Okay. Well, there's that done. I guess you might as well research the debris here, and then you can just, after that, go ahead and do automatic exploration for now. Okay, so the looped syzygy is up here. It's just a corvette. We should be jump driving up very shortly. I believe we've got a planetary invasion finishing here. Yes, indeed. Okay, so where do we need to go with these guys? Actually, we can just jump drive them straight over to here and tell them to begin work over here, but they can't get there currently, so we'll have to wait until after they jump drive. Okay. Marthan is silent in the days that follow. It's no small thing to hear that you're already dead. But in time, that silence becomes a determination and an almost reckless confidence. Okay, so either way, he's going to be foredoomed to a rendezvous. We're going to say worrying. Actually, no, we'll say what was will be. What will be was. Okay, so Marthan is taken care of. For now, anyway. This is a month tick going on. That's fine. Excellent. I really do want to finish up this war. We're going to be jumping in here in just a couple of days. Rising unemployment, that's fine. Oh, this must be another planetary invasion finishing. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we're going to bring these guys up over to here And actually, wait, we're jump driving into here. We're going to jump drive these guys into Mandus instead. And we're going to go ahead and land on Rivorium, which I'm pretty sure we've already landed on. I think that's a reused name. These guys can now have their orders. Excellent. And yeah, that's a lot of things that finished up there. That's definitely a whole lot. We'll grab explosive weapon damage, and ooh, we can now get that strange loop rare tech. A set of social protocols based on paradoxical intuition and on love. When we know the system of the loop, we learn that we can influence by receiving instructions, as well as giving them. Okay. Exciting. Very exciting indeed. And we're just wiping out ships over here that are being pumped out of this mega shipyard. That's entertaining, actually. It's definitely spammy up top. There's no doubt about that, but that is entertaining. This is a month tick. This will give us the future theory, I believe.
A study has been completed.
Yes, indeed. There's the Omega theory. Excellent. We're going to keep grabbing admin cap since we're a little behind on that still. How are these invasions going here? They're going absolutely fine. No concerns here. We actually took a little bit of damage on this Cybrex Warform, but it's fine. It will survive. Okay, these guys are kind of continually getting into combat over here. Can you land? Thanks.
An enemy planet has been secured.
Excellent. The Theclac regime is done. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and jump drive this fleet up to Mandus.
A special project.
We're struggling to land over here. Okay, hold on the messenger. We're struggling to land over here because they keep spawning enemies here, but that's fine. We've established that the escape pod was a kind of commercially available knockoff common in the previous phase of galactic civilization. No new technologies or other insights. The remains of the messenger, however, are another matter. It's unmistakably an ancestor or a variant of the Grim species. Perhaps we have cousins out there, or perhaps we were subject to genetic manipulation by a precursor race. Roland is requesting permission to conduct more extensive research. We can do that because we're militarist. Or we can release the funding, or say that there are some things that's better not to know. No, we're gonna know. I want to know. What could possibly go wrong? Study it. Excellent. I really wish that these guys could actually land. Like, they keep getting pulled into this combat. And that's definitely a little bit frustrating.
An enemy planet has
Regardless,
been
we've taken another one. That's great. These guys have moved in over here. We will go ahead and have them... what's the defenses on their capital? 2589? Okay. I'm actually going to swap these. We're going to have these guys come land on Rivorium, and these guys come land on Mandasura Prime. Excellent. Our construction ships are currently not being worked, and that is definitely something that we should change as soon as this month tick is over. Boy, that was quite a month tick. Still ongoing. Okay. The messenger has been unleashed. Roland has reconstructed the messenger species. It's feebler than ours, but has significantly improved cognitive abilities. There's some confusion about whether we were the source species and the messenger the modified version, or whether the messenger was our ancestor. It's a little embarrassing to imagine that we might be descended from such an effete species, but Roland is firmly of that opinion. Indeed, they consider the loss of cognitive abilities a tragedy. Such a tragedy that they've undergone a retroviral treatment to alter their own physiology to that of the messengers. They insist that this will equip them much better to continue the project. A creative form of treason? Okay. An excellent idea. Get on with it then. I want to know what happens. What could possibly go wrong? Absolutely nothing. is the answer. This is definitely going to be great. Whatever happens here. Okay, that's a lot of fleet combat statuses. And I'm sure that we'll be able to land on that planet eventually. These guys are not landing, and they definitely should be. Excellent. Yeah, this is just going to continue happening. At least until they run out of resources, although I'm not sure if the AI does. Regardless, this is the last round of invasions, so I want to wait until we have the entire trade union under our control.
A worldly invasion.
I do not want to put a cut in until this episode is over. However, once this war is over, then I will need to. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the outro now. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and hopefully, these guys will realize that they're not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be landing on Rivorium. Come on, guys. Get over there. There you go. Hopefully they manage to remember to get in there. Guys, land. Land. They keep getting pulled into that combat. And then they forget that their orders are to land. This is very awkward, in fact. This is really awkward.
An enemy planet
Okay,
has been secured.
Mandasura Prime just fell.
A study has been completed.
That's nice. And we're gonna see if we can land over
A
here.
system survey
It'd
has
be
been-
awfully good if we could.
A system survey has concluded.
Like, the thing is, the only thing that's keeping us from getting this is, in my opinion, a bug. Like, I feel like this is not intended behavior. For them to just consistently forget that they're supposed to be doing this. Well, they're only kind of forgetting. This is very awkward, though. Okay, that's the other invasion finishing. So this is the final place to invade now. And I guess we'll bring these guys in as well. No point, I think, in jump driving them. But can you please not go up there? Like, come on, guys. Get over here. Like, no, seriously. Get over here. We'll group these together for now. And land here. That's all I want you to do, is land your armies. They just keep pumping these units out, though, up here. Surely they run out of resources, right?
A study has been completed.
Or they make some form of mistake that allows us to do this. I think this might be good. Oh, they just produced something. Just as we were getting there. Oh, that's irritating. We're almost there. Seriously? It takes time to land, but the moment they pop something out, these guys enter combat and reset that timer.
A system
We've gotten very close a couple of times here. There they go again, resetting. And, yep, there they go again. They've reset once more. They've forgotten that they're supposed to be landing here. This war should have been over by now, if it wasn't for this bug. Okay, we've got this force coming in. Come on, guys. Get in here. Yeah, see, they just enter combat, but that instantly dies. Gonna group those together for now. Land your armies, guys. Get in there. Hopefully it just takes slightly longer and we get in. We're so close right now. Rising unemployment, that's fine. Okay, we made it. Oh, this, I believe, is the final holdout of the Star Concord. This is the last invasion here of this war. There will be 4 additional wars. Next episode will, however, be 2 of those wars in a single episode. I'm very confident in that one. Ah! Apparently my pop shield is less confident. There we go. Perfect. Okay. We're about to wrap this up. Just that last remaining army. Now we just got to mop up the disengaged armies. And this is it.
An enemy planet has been secured.
The end of the Mandasura Trade Union. And we are out of war. Fantastic. As I said, next episode we'll be taking out the Mictor Continuance and the Urzuku Protectors. For now, though, it is time to put that cut in. I already did the outro. Make sure to do those things if you're going to leave any offerings for the engagement gods. And I will see you all next time.